Imagine being so confident in your body that you could wear any cosplay you want, wear that backless dress to your corporate gala, or finally being able to look at yourself in the mirror without wanting to look away. Hi, I'm Sampi. I help nerdy corporate women and desk workers drop body fat, get stronger, and feel confident in their clothes again without giving up their hobbies or becoming someone whose entire personality is fitness. Before I show you how, let me ask you something. Have you done everything right? Eaten clean, tried to be consistent, pushed through the workouts, and your body just didn't respond? And somewhere along the way, you started to wonder if maybe you're the problem. I need you to hear this. You're not. And I've been exactly where you are, trying to become the strong, capable version of myself, the one I've always read about, watched, or played as, and wondering why it felt impossible in my own body. I've lived in two worlds my whole life. On one side, anime, gaming, cosplay, the stuff that makes me, me. On the other, years of trying to fix my body and destroying myself in the process, all while working a high-stress corporate job as an internet manager for a large company, always on, running on fumes. I tried every diet, every program. I pushed all the way into competitive bodybuilding. On paper, I was winning trophies, but my hair was falling out. I was constantly cold, and my relationship with food was in shambles. I was being rewarded for punishing my body. Even in cosplay, the place I thought I'd finally belong, I noticed the same pattern. The praise rarely went to the craftsmanship, it went to how someone looked in it. Same cycle, different audience. That's when I decided to rewrite the rules. I got certified while still working that same full-time corporate job and spent years building a system for real clients living real, busy, complicated lives. Here's what I learned building that system. The women I work with don't have a willpower problem. They have a strategy problem. And once you understand the difference, everything changes. I want to be upfront about something because I think most programs get this backwards. This isn't a program built for someone whose life revolves around fitness. It's built for someone whose life revolves around everything else. A demanding job, a home to run, a hobby she actually loves, and who's been made to feel like she has to choose between taking care of herself and everything else that matters to her. On our calls, people show up mid-crochet project, between raid nights, still in their work blazer from a meeting that ran long. Our clients include people who are autistic, who have ADHD, who are managing chronic illness or disability, who are LGBTQ+. That's not a footnote here, it's actually part of how this program is built. Our team includes a licensed occupational therapist and a coach who specializes in neurodivergent affirming coaching. Because just be more consistent was never real advice for a lot of people I work with, and I got tired of watching people fail on their fitness journey for reasons that had nothing to do with their effort. This program is for you if you've spent hours researching on Reddit and YouTube and still feel lost. You've tried cookie-cutter programs that never once accounted for your actual schedule, your actual brain, and your actual life. You're tired of choosing between the gym and the thing you actually love doing with your time. You've been told, just be more consistent, and it made you feel worse, not better. Let me show you exactly how this works through two women who came to me with completely different lives, and how our level up system met each of them where they were actually at. Shelby is a single mom working a corporate job full-time while finishing her master's degree. She has ADHD, and she also has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a connective tissue disorder that causes chronic joint pain and instability. Previous professionals had told her to just stretch more. That advice just made things worse. When she came to me, she was surviving on around 800 calories a day. During level 1 character creation, we didn't cut anything, we built her up. Slowly, we reverse dieted her all the way from 800 calories to close to 3,000 because her body had been running on empty for years. Instead of stretch more, we built targeted muscle around her unstable joints for real stability. And because decision fatigue is real with ADHD and a chronic illness on top of a packed schedule, we built her simple tools for choosing meals based on her energy that day. She noticed it almost immediately. More energy, better sleep, and maybe for the first time in years, she started prioritizing herself instead of everyone else. Level 2 Power Up. With her foundation solid, her strength climbed weekly, her clothes started fitting differently. She went from hiding in the corner of the gym to confidently lifting in the open weight room. And today she deadlifts 185 pounds. Level 3 Quest continues. Today, Shelby is 7 pant sizes down and none of it feels fragile. She's not white-knuckling a diet. She has a system she actually understands and can keep running on her own. She's now wearing shorts to the gym and dresses for galas with confidence. Kylie is a corporate desk worker who spent 6 or 7 years cycling between extreme restriction and intuitive eating, never sticking with either long enough to actually work. She couldn't look at herself in the mirror. In yoga class, when instructors said to make eye contact with your own reflection, she just looked slightly above it instead. Level 1 character creation. Her confusion wasn't random. She grew up getting 2 completely opposite messages about food from 2 different households after her parents divorced. Toxic diet culture on one side and just eat whatever on the other. So we started by giving her something she'd never had. An actual, specific plan. Not vague advice to eat intuitively or just restrict less. Consistent meals, a clear structure she could actually follow. Level 2. Power up. With that foundation built, we shifted her goal away from the number on the scale entirely towards body recomposition, showing her she could stay close to the same weight and look completely different by building muscle instead of chasing the scale down. That's when the real changes started showing up. In the mirror, in her clothes, and how she felt walking into a room. Level 3. Quest continues. A year later, she pulled out a costume she'd worn the Halloween before. It hung off her completely baggy because her body had changed that much underneath. She started buying swimsuits she was actually excited about instead of dreading, and she stopped weighing herself every morning because it just stopped mattering to her. Shelby and Kylie had nothing in common on paper, but neither of them had a willpower problem. They had a strategy problem. Underfueled, undersupported, following advice that was never built for their lives. If you've been told to eat less and try harder and it hasn't worked for you, that's not a you problem. That's exactly what we fix. I know what you might be thinking. I could probably figure this out myself. You're smart and you've probably already spent hours researching this, but information isn't the same as a strategy, and having someone who's already walked hundreds of people through this gets you there faster than piecing it together alone ever will. My situation is more complicated than most. Every client I've worked with has thought this. Shelby thought 2 kids, a full-time job, and grad school made her impossible to help. Kylie thought years of failed attempts meant she was unfixable. That's exactly why generic programs fail and why one built around your actual life works. I'm neurodivergent, disabled, or dealing with something that makes this harder. Bring it to the call. Don't hide it. It's a part of how we build your program, not an exception we have to work around. I'm not sure I could afford this right now. Think about what you've already spent. Memberships you don't use, programs you abandoned, clothes that don't fit. This isn't another expense on that pile, it's what stops that pile from growing. Right now, you have 2 choices. You can keep doing what you've been doing, trying the same things that haven't worked, hoping this time is different, or you can get on a call and find out what it actually takes to become the strong, capable, confident version of yourself you already know is in there. The one you've been rooting for in every book, every game, every show, without realizing you could be her too. Click the link below to book your call. I only have so many spots open at a time because I personally take every strategy call myself. So if you're serious about making a real change, don't wait on this one.